Most people picture a Japanese tea farm as a few neat rows of bushes near a wooden building. Japan's actual tea farming regions are something completely different. Hillsides covered in perfectly sculpted green hedges, stretching further than the eye can follow, with Mount Fuji in the background, and wind machines rising above every row. What the farms actually look like, the first thing that surprises visitors to Shizuoka, Japan's largest tea-producing prefecture, responsible for approximately 40% of the country's annual commercial tea output, is the scale. Tea farms in Shizuoka are not individual plots with visible boundaries between neighbors. They are continuous green landscapes where thousands of perfectly shaped hedges run in parallel rows across hillsides that slope up into mountain terrain. From any elevated viewpoint in the region, the landscape looks like a green corduroy fabric stretched over the hills. The long, sculpted rows of tea plants creating a texture that is unmistakable from any distance. Up close, the hedges are neat to a degree that looks architectural rather than agricultural. Each row of tea plants is trained and pruned into a flat-topped hedge approximately 80 centimeters high and 70 centimeters wide. The width and height determined not by aesthetics, but by the mechanical harvesting equipment that passes over the top of each row during the large-scale harvest seasons. The plant that grows every row in virtually every large Shizuoka tea farm is growing the same plant variety, Yabukita. Yabukita was identified in 1908 by a single farmer named Sugiyama Hikosaburo, working from a stand of seedlings in what is now Shizuoka City. Walking his fields one morning, he noticed one particularly vigorous plant on the north side of a cleared bamboo grove. Yabukita literally means north of the bamboo grove, and began propagating it. The plant produced leaves earlier in the season than surrounding varieties, yielded consistently high quality across multiple harvests, and proved more resistant to the late frosts that threatened the early spring picking. It was registered as a national cultivar in 1953. By the time it was designated as Shizuoka's recommended variety in 1955, its adoption was already spreading rapidly across Japan's tea-growing regions. Today, Yabukita accounts for approximately 90% of Shizuoka's tea production, and a large majority of Japan's total green tea output. The plant itself is an evergreen shrub with small, oval, dark green leaves with serrated edges. In a commercial Shizuoka farm, the individual plant is never visible. It has been merged into the continuous hedge through decades of pruning and shaping. What looks like a single architectural row is actually hundreds of individual plants, their branches interlocked, and their canopies merged into one continuous surface. The depth of the hedge contains the plant's growth structure, its root system in the soil below, and, at specific growing moments, its flower buds, which are removed before they open to prevent the plant from diverting energy towards seed production rather than leaf production. The 4 harvest seasons. A Japanese tea farm in Shizuoka does not have one harvest. It has 4. The first harvest, called sencha, which translates directly as new tea, is the most valuable and the most anticipated. It takes place in late April or early May, depending on the year and the elevation of the farm. The leaves that emerge from the plant in spring carry the concentrated nutrients the plant stored over winter, and the fresh aromatic compounds that have been building since the last harvest of the previous year. The sencha harvest is the earliest and the most prized. Sold at premium prices, consumed quickly because the freshness is the product, and celebrated in Shizuoka with the same seasonal significance that cherry blossoms carry elsewhere in Japan. Standing in a Shizuoka tea field at first harvest, the visual difference from the mid-season field is immediate. The new growth emerges as a bright, luminous light green, almost lime-colored against the older, darker foliage below. The contrast between the new growth at the top of each hedge and the established dark leaves below the harvest line makes the row look as though a bright green ribbon has been stretched along the top of each dark hedge. After the sencha harvest, the plant rests briefly and then begins its second growth cycle, the summer harvest, followed by the autumn harvest, and in some regions a fourth picking before winter. Each successive harvest produces tea of different character, the first picking the most delicate and umami-rich, the later harvests bolder and more astringent as the plant's energy shifts from the concentrated spring push to sustained summer and autumn production. How the harvest actually works. The image of Japanese tea harvesting that most people carry, a farm worker in a wide hat delicately picking individual leaves by hand, is accurate for certain premium teas and certain farm operations. It is not the complete picture of how large-scale Shizuoka farming works. On large commercial Shizuoka tea farms, the primary harvest method is mechanical. A machine specifically designed for the geometry of the Japanese tea hedge, 2 operators, one on each side of the row, passes over the top of each hedge and cuts the new growth to a precise depth. The cut leaves are collected in the machine's catch system and transferred to transport bags for immediate delivery to the processing factory. The mechanical harvest is calibrated to take only the top few centimeters of new growth, the young leaves that carry the most flavor and aroma, while leaving the established hedge structure below intact for the next growth cycle. The precision of this calibration determines the quality of the harvest and the health of the next cycle. Cutting too deep removes older leaves with a harsher flavor profile and damages the plant structure. Cutting too shallow reduces the volume of the harvest. Hand picking remains standard practice on premium and specialty farms, particularly those producing high-grade gyokuro, the shaded premium tea primarily associated with uji in Kyoto, and traditional sencha, the shade-grown leaf that becomes matcha. On these farms, only the 2 youngest leaves and the bud from the tip of each shoot are selected, a selection rate that requires significant time per row and produces a fraction of the volume of mechanical harvesting, but delivers the leaf quality that top-grade processing demands. The factory here is the part of Japan's tea industry that no visitor to a tea farm ever sees, and the part that runs through the night so the morning cup arrives on time. Harvested tea leaves begin to oxidize the moment they are cut from the plant. Unlike the oxidation process in oolong and black tea, which is managed and intentional, Japanese green tea production requires that oxidation be stopped as quickly as possible after harvest. The green color, the fresh aroma, and the umami flavor that define Japanese green tea all exist only in the window before oxidation transforms the leaf chemistry. The leaves harvested in the morning arrive at the processing factory in the afternoon. From that point, the 8-hour hojicha, unrefined tea, production cycle begins without interruption. The first step is steaming. Leaves pass through a steam chamber at high temperature within hours of harvest, stopping the oxidation enzymes immediately. The steaming step is where Shizuoka's most distinctive product difference emerges. Standard sencha receives 30 to 40 seconds of steaming. Fukamushi sencha, deep steamed sencha, receives 2 to 3 times longer. The extended steaming softens and partially fragments the leaf, producing a tea that is less bitter, richer in umami, and deeper green in the cup. Kakagawa and the Makinohara Plateau in Shizuoka are the historic centers of this deep steaming tradition. After steaming, the leaves are rolled and dried in a series of stages that progressively reduce moisture content and shape the leaf into the thin, needle-like form that defines Japanese sencha. Each rolling and drying stage takes the leaf closer to the finished hojicha, the unrefined tea that leaves the farm factory and goes to a separate refining facility for the final sorting, blending, and grading that produces the packaged product. During the sencha harvest season, the factory operates continuously. Workers bring sleeping bags and rest between shifts on the factory floor. The machines run through the night. The leaves that were growing on the hillside in the morning are hojicha by midnight, and the machines are being cleaned for the following day's delivery before dawn. The market, after the hojicha leaves the farm factory, it reaches the Shizuoka Japanese tea market, one of the most distinctive trade floors in Japanese agriculture. The market operates on a system immediately visible to anyone who walks through its doors. The color of the hat determines the role. Sellers wear green hats. Buyers wear blue hats. Market employees who mediate every transaction wear yellow hats. The mediation structure is deliberate. Buyers and sellers in this market do not negotiate directly with each other. Every transaction passes through a yellow hat market employee who facilitates the exchange from a neutral position. This system was designed to prevent the extreme price movements that direct buyer-seller pressure can create, protecting both the farmers whose income depends on fair pricing and the buyers whose businesses depend on consistent cost. The quality assessment that happens before any negotiation begins is one of the most compressed and practiced evaluations in any food trade. A buyer has approximately 1 minute to assess each tea sample. The inspection uses a black-lined box, specifically black so the color of the tea leaves shows clearly against the background, where the buyer examines color, texture, aroma, and the visual character of the leaf that indicates how it was processed and how it will brew. This 1-minute assessment, applied by buyers who have spent years developing the sensitivity to make accurate judgments in that window, determines the price that the farmer receives for the 8 hours of overnight processing the tea represents. What makes Shizuoka tea? Not all Japanese green tea is grown in Shizuoka, but Shizuoka defined what most Japanese people think of when they picture the cup of daily sencha. 3 factors combine in Shizuoka that do not combine the same way anywhere else. The first is the soil and terrain. Shizuoka's mountainous landscape creates the temperature variation that concentrates flavor in the tea leaf, the same day-to-night swing principle that produces sugar in premium melon. The well-draining volcanic and alluvial soils of the different subregions within Shizuoka each contribute distinct mineral profiles to the tea. The second is the Yabukita cultivar, selected from Shizuoka soil by a Shizuoka farmer, adapted over generations to Shizuoka conditions, and propagated so successfully that it now defines the flavor baseline for Japanese sencha globally. The third is a farming practice specific to Shizuoka that has received UNESCO recognition, chagusaba farming. Farmers collect silver grass and bamboo grass from the surrounding grasslands and spread it between the tea rows as mulch. The grass retains moisture, regulates soil temperature, and as it decomposes, contributes to the soil biology beneath the tea hedges in a way that commercial inputs cannot replicate. This practice of integrating the surrounding grassland ecosystem into the tea farm directly has been maintained in Shizuoka for centuries and is considered a significant part of what differentiates the soil health of historically managed Shizuoka tea land from commercially intensive operations elsewhere. The numbers that describe what Japan's largest tea farming region actually produces and what it represents economically. Shizuoka Prefecture produces approximately 40% of Japan's annual commercial green tea output, the single largest contribution from any producing region in the country. Uji in Kyoto produces the most prestigious premium teas, particularly gyokuro and the highest grade matcha. Kagoshima in the south produces volume through favorable climate conditions. But Shizuoka produces the breadth, a range that spans everyday affordable sencha to specialty regional varieties, covering the widest price and quality range of any Japanese tea region. The predominant cultivar across that range is Yabukita, 90% of Shizuoka production, identified from a single plant by a single farmer in 1908, and now the most commercially significant tea cultivar in Japan. The harvest cycle runs from the first sencha picking in late April through the final autumn harvest, 3 to 4 pickings from the same hedges across a 6 to 7 month growing season. Each picking cycle runs through the same 8-hour overnight factory process. During sencha season, the factories and their workers do not stop until the season does. The Shizuoka Japanese tea market mediates the transactions that connect hundreds of farms to the buyers who supply Japan's tea retailers, restaurants, and export markets. The market's hat color system, green for sellers, blue for buyers, yellow for mediators, is one of the most visually specific trade systems in Japanese agriculture, visible to anyone who walks through the market floor during trading hours. Multi-generational farm families, some operating for 10, 16, 21 generations, are the knowledge holders behind this industry. The technical decisions that determine tea quality at the farm level are not codified in manuals alone. They accumulate in the hands and the judgment of people who have made the same seasonal decisions across lifetimes. This is what Japan's giant tea farms actually look like. Not a picturesque few rows beside a wooden farmhouse. Continuous green hillsides where the same cultivar selected by one farmer in 1908 grows across landscapes that represent 40% of a nation's daily cup. Wind machines above every row. Factory lights on through the night during harvest. A market floor where the color of a hat determines the role in every transaction. The cup of Japanese green tea that reaches the table in the morning, the shincha, the fukamushi sencha, the daily sencha drunk without ceremony in offices and homes across Japan, is the end result of the machines, the morning picking, the 8-hour factory cycle, the market assessment, and the generational knowledge that none of those mechanical steps can fully replace.